Hey there, and welcome to Scandal Steep. Lisa Bonet always seemed to glide across the screen with quiet, bohemian ease. So when she finally chose to break her silence about her turbulent history with Bill Cosby, people listened. For decades, the gossip mills had painted her as the mercurial rebel who sabotaged a golden television career by chasing controversy. Yet the story Bonet now stitches together suggests something more unsettling. A young woman resisting a system determined to keep her in line, and a powerful man who would not brook disobedience. Bonet was barely 17 when she walked onto the set of The Cosby Show, instantly charming viewers as Denise Huxtable with her mismatched sweaters, quick wit, and genuine warmth. NBC swiftly placed her at the center of its Thursday night empire. But behind the scenes, the benevolent TV father viewers adored could be sharply possessive. Cosby styled himself as a mentor and moral compass, a role that split the script. Friends recall him policing everything from dialogue tweaks to his young co-star's personal life, insisting that the image of the Huxtables, and by extension his own, remain pristine. That protective facade cracked when Bonet accepted a daring role in Alan Parker's 1987 thriller Angel Heart. Cast opposite Mickey Rourke as the mysterious Epiphany Proudfoot, she performed an infamous love scene awash in stage blood. Cosby publicly claimed he had no problem with her artistic choices, even telling Ebony he bought a copy of the magazine that featured her nude Rolling Stone cover. Privately, colleagues sensed frost in the studio corridors. Tabloids zeroed in on the steamy imagery, and NBC executives grew anxious about America's favorite sitcom daughter tarnishing a wholesome brand. Their solution was a different world. Framed as an opportunity for Denise to explore life at a historically black university, the spin-off also insulated The Cosby Show from further backlash. Bonet gamely signed on, but during the first hiatus, she married rock musician Lenny Kravitz and soon became pregnant. Debbie Allen, who had just taken the showrunner reins, floated a bold idea. Write the pregnancy into the storyline and depict a young black woman juggling college and impending motherhood. Cosby vetoed it immediately, declaring viewers would never accept Denise as a good girl if she appeared unmarried and expectant. Instead, the writers shipped Denise off to travel the globe, and Bonet was quietly released from the series. What should have been a career detour turned into a professional maelstrom. Those who remained on A Different World described the transition as chaotic. Kadeem Hardison remembers returning from break to new scripts, new producers, and no Lisa. Jasmine Guy recalls handing in her 2-week notice after watching colleagues be yelled at like children for trivial notes, while Sinbad says producers mocked Bonet's thrift shop sweaters and ordered crew members to monitor who she spoke with during breaks. Security guards were eventually hired to escort her on set. I'd never seen fear spread so fast, Oy later said. Cosby invited Bonet back to The Cosby Show a year later, but under conditions so narrow, her return felt symbolic. Denise resurfaced as a newly married naval wife caring for a stepdaughter. Neat narrative maneuvers that erased any mention of pregnancy. By season 7, she was gone again, this time without public explanation. Creative differences as the official line, a Hollywood euphemism rarely revealing the whole truth. Bonet's film opportunities in the 1990s were sporadic, yet she managed to carve out memorable roles while nurturing a quieter life far from studio lots. Meanwhile, Cosby's image as America's avuncular moralist only swelled, until 2014, when a cascade of women accused him of drugging and assaulting them. He was convicted in 2018, then controversially released in 2021 after a procedural reversal. Through it all, Bonet kept commentary brief, telling Net-a-Porter she had long sensed a dreadful, dark energy around him. She did not need to say, "I told you so," she added. Karma would handle the accounting. Years later, the #MeToo movement reopened long-buried stories, and Bonet's experience resurfaced as a case study in how outspoken women, particularly women of color, are punished in Hollywood. Commentators noted she was branded difficult for asserting the same creative autonomy that won praise for her male peers. In hindsight, what had been dismissed as a clash of egos looked more like a young actress attempting to safeguard her boundaries while powerful figures closed ranks around her. By that point, Bonet had already stepped off the industry treadmill. She spent her 30s raising 3 children, writing poetry, and choosing occasional acting projects that aligned with her values rather than a studio's marketing calendar. Friends emphasized that her retreat was not a collapse, but self-preservation after years of being told that advocacy equaled insubordination. In interviews, she laughs at the idea she vanished. She simply walked away from a space that demanded silent gratitude. Looking back, Lisa Bonet's journey is not a cautionary tale about recklessness, but a study in how swiftly the entertainment machine turns on talent that resists its preferred narrative. Her so-called disappearance stemmed not from personal folly, but from an ecosystem that prizes obedience over originality. The conflict with Bill Cosby, once framed as an ungrateful protege rebelling against a benevolent mentor, now appears as an early flare warning of the darkness later exposed by dozens of accusers. The rediscovery of her story invites fresh imagination. What if Debbie Allen's proposal had been embraced? Millions of young viewers might have watched Denise navigate pregnancy on primetime television, a reality many lived but rarely saw reflected. What if executives had viewed Bonet's daring artistic choices as expansion rather than betrayal? Perhaps her filmography would be as celebrated as her early television work. Instead, the men who tightened their grip unwittingly revealed the insecurity beneath their authority. Today, as former castmates speak openly about the intimidation they witnessed, a fuller picture emerges. The episodes that made us laugh remain part of television history, but behind each canned chuckle now echoes the cost paid by artists forced to choose between conformity and career survival. Lisa Bonet has never asked for vindication, yet it arrives on waves of late disclosures and a cultural appetite for truth. Her narrative serves as both mirror and warning. Creative brilliance can flourish only where freedom and respect walk side by side.